Coming up, Tzu Chi volunteers in Sabah, Malaysia hold a free clinic at the coastal slum of Titingan. We learn why a mangrove forest on the coast of Hsinchu is threatening the local ecosystem. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Dennis Wu. Thank you for joining us. Kicking off today's program, we take you to Sabah, the easternmost state of Malaysia. To the southeast of the state, by its border with Indonesia, lies the town of Dawah. Since 2003, Tzu Chi volunteers have been helping a coastal slum by the name of Titingan. In the town, as most of the residents of the slum are illegal immigrants who can't afford to see a doctor, Tzu Chi's free clinic is really a lifesaver for them. Waiting in line to see a doctor, these children with a towel wrapped around their head are not sick. It is just that they have head lice and medication has been applied to their scalp. Tzu Chi volunteers are holding a free clinic in the village of Titingan. When they first conducted home visitations, volunteers noticed that residents mostly suffer some sort of skin disease. So the focus of the clinic is to tackle this problem.
I can finally relax now. Now all my children have been treated. Before we couldn't afford to see a doctor.
Titingan is the largest coastal slum of Dawah. Residents are mostly illegal immigrants from the Philippines and Indonesia. As the cost of seeing a doctor for non-citizens is more than 10 times higher, most of the residents simply can't afford it.
If the villagers choose to go to the hospital, the cost is truly outrageous. So for Tzu Chi to come here and hold a free clinic really benefits them a great deal. Thank you for this free clinic.
We doctors never go out and see who are sick, who need our help. So this is a very good opportunity for us to go out and see what actually the real society, especially these underprivileged people.
Though the village is also known as a black area due to its high crime rate, volunteers continue to deliver their love and support here to give hope to the residents. Returning to Taiwan, in our next report, we meet a Tzu Chi care recipient in Taipei who once thought about giving up her own life due to the hardship she faced in life. Xu Wangsi once felt overwhelmed with financial worries, as her husband has been bedridden due to a stroke, while her son is partially paralyzed. Thankfully, Tzu Chi volunteers reached out to her and offered her financial assistance on top of much-needed love and care. To reciprocate Tzu Chi's help, she has now joined other volunteers in recycling. Here's more on her story. Tzu Chi care recipient Xu Wangsi helps her son go through physical therapy every day. 5 years ago, her son became partially paralyzed following a car accident, and therefore lost his job and income.
I suffered tremendously, can you understand? Because I did not have money and I had to help this son. In addition, I needed to care for my granddaughter and my husband who had a stroke. I thought about giving up and committing suicide.
Xu's husband has become bedridden following a stroke, and her son still needs to undergo treatment. Therefore, she became overwhelmed with financial worries, until Tzu Chi volunteers reached out to her, giving her the strength to encourage her son.
Tzu Chi volunteers gave me strength. The master said that if we want to do something, do not think too much, calm down and change. Then I felt I was awakened.
Currently, Xu sells the paper boxes she collects from nearby shops and saves the money in a coin bank for donation. In addition, she goes to help out at a Tzu Chi recycling station every Wednesday and enjoys her happiest moments there.
I feel very good recycling here. Really, it opens up one's heart. While we have a good time here, we're also giving of ourselves.
Having received financial assistance from Tzu Chi, She thinks she should reciprocate Tzu Chi's help. Therefore, she told us she would like to help recycle.
Although she has faced much hardship in life, she is no longer afraid because Tzu Chi volunteers have given her the support to overcome her obstacles.
It will get better. The master told us to do what is right.
Next, we meet Dr. Tzu Chi, who is a dentist in Dali, Taichung. After he joined Tzu Chi, Dr. Lin began to give up his bad habits, which helped him get along better with his child, and won him a Role Model Father Award from the Taichung City government this past Father's Day. He also began spending 2 mornings a week with his parents to show them he cares. Dr. Lin has even made time to serve in Tzu Chi's free clinics, both domestic and abroad, setting an example for all. Before he goes to work, Tzu Chi first checks on his parents. However, the detour cost Lin an extra hour of commute.
If I can, I will miss my appointment with them because I cherish my time with them.
Together, they will watch DaAi TV and catch up on each other's life. Dr. Lin is known to be very filial.
Whenever I'm not well, he will come to check on me. If my teeth ache, he will check them, and also he'd get my teeth cleaned.
After half an hour at his parents' place, Dr. Lin then heads to work. Dr. Lin's clinic emanates rich humanistic values. It is all thanks to his wife, who takes time to arrange the flowers every week.
With a new floral arrangement every week, it will brighten up the patient's day and alleviate their discomfort.
It is as if we are honoring the Buddha with these flowers. For every patient that comes through here is like a Buddha.
Depends on the floral arrangement, Dr. Lin will choose an accompanying Jinsi aphorism to share with everyone on Facebook.
Before I became a vegetarian and joined Tzu Chi, I would play mahjong, drink, or go party with friends. I had more bad habits back then, but that's all in the past. That's why I got this Good Daddy Award now.
Besides the Homemade Award from his daughter, Dr. Lin was also recognized by the Taichung City government this Father's Day. Now, Dr. Lin gets along better with his family and his patients as well.
If they don't have good teeth, I tell them that they should modify their diet. I even tell them that I am now a different person after I became a vegetarian.
Besides promoting vegetarianism, Dr. Lin also actively serves in Tzu Chi's free clinics, domestic or abroad. All the while, he honors his parents and devotes himself to doing the right thing. Dr. Lin has set an example for all. The 2015 Overseas Tzu Chi Collegiate Association Leadership Conference has begun on December 22nd, with the attendance of 263 Tzu Chins, Tzu Chi alumni, and their parents from 11 countries. Among the youngsters who have returned to Hualien to explore their spiritual roots is a Tzu Chi alumni from South Africa. He hopes he can inspire the newcomers to learn as much as they can at this conference. Let's join them there.
At the 2015 Overseas Tzu Chi Collegiate Association Leadership Conference, Tzu Chins from different countries take part in gesturing sign language songs.
You need to care what goes around their life, even though you can't help much. But just being there and showing love, you can change somebody's life.
Coming from South Africa, Gobo, who is a Tzu Chi alumni, has led 8 local Tzu Chins to travel to Hualien for the conference. While there, they also perform a play with the theme of Tzu Chi's precepts.
Because I'm more experienced and I know what to expect, I'm going to help the new guys, our new volunteers who are also coming for the first time to feel at home and also to learn as much as they can, so that when we go back home, we can make a difference in our community.
During the conference, Tzu Chins from 11 countries learn the etiquette used in dormitory rooms so they can develop proper daily habits.
We learn to work with others and understand everyone's difficulties, so we are learning to become humble people.
These Tzu Chins are spending their Christmas holidays to gain a deeper understanding of Tzu Chi's principles so they can better serve their communities to the best of their abilities.
Excavators can be seen operating in the Xiangshan Wetlands Nature Reserve in Hsinchu recently. It turned out that they are tasked with the job of removing the mangrove forests in the wetlands by the Hsinchu city government. Were mangroves supposed to benefit both the environment and people? If so, then why are they being eradicated here? We find out in our in-depth report.
The 1,600 hectares Xiangshan Wetlands Nature Reserve is a cradle of life. However, 46 years ago, mangroves arrived here, and suddenly the biodiversity of the wetlands began to disappear.
The great mangroves have built a complex and dense root system beneath, so that even crabs couldn't dig a nest.
An expert on the problem explains what is happening here.
Now this is the type of mud we typically see beneath a mangrove forest. Basically, you won't see any sand here. See, it's super sticky. Not much else can live beneath besides anaerobic bacteria. It's everywhere around here.
The fallen leaves from mangroves and other organic matters are trapped inside the dense forest. As they're decomposed by anaerobic bacteria, poisonous hydrogen sulfide is generated, which leads to soil hypoxia and the creation of an anaerobic layer.
See, it's very obvious. An aerobic layer about 2 to 3 centimeters on top, and a dark layer beneath.
Simply digging into the mud will reveal the truth. Beneath the thin aerobic layer is the blackish anaerobic earth that resembles asphalt. With a mud content of 90%, the blackish matter smells like rotten eggs. That is the smell of hydrogen sulfide.
Do you smell the foul odor? That is the smell of hydrogen sulfide. Don't expect to find anything living within this type of earth.
However, it is a different story by the beach. By using a screen to sift through the sediment here, one sees...
Wow, there are a lot here. Probably several hundred of them.
Within the screen are the white spots numbering over several hundred, are gammarus, while this reddish worm is known as polychaete. There are crabs and shellfish as well. All these creatures are food for water birds and fish. The soil here is vibrant with life, while it isn't beneath the mangrove forest. However, it doesn't necessarily mean one is superior to the other, as the soil beneath a mangrove is supposed to be muddy and acidic, and therefore can't support as much life, while the soil of wetlands is sandier and alkaline, and therefore support more organisms.
If we look back in history, we will realize that the Xiangshan wetlands were without mangroves before. They were planted there by man, so it was human interference that upset the wetlands ecosystem.
The research team led by Professor Yang has borne witness to the change in the wetlands ecosystem after conducting numerous studies. Though the professor may have saved a life today by helping a lost crab get back to the wetlands, the mistake of humans introducing mangroves to the wetlands will cause the extinction of species. In the end, have men truly learned from this apocalyptic blunder?
While Christmas can be a time of festivities as well as excitement for families and children, hospitalized patients are not able to go home and enjoy the holiday with their loved ones. For many years, doctors and volunteers at Tzu Chi hospitals across Taiwan have made it a point to spread Christmas joy to their patients during this time of the year. Let's first take a look at how some students surprised the patients in the Hot Lotus ward of Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital with some Christmas caroling.
For the third consecutive year, students from Stella Maris Ursuline High School have come to spread Christmas cheer at the Heart Lotus ward of Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital.
We do our part to spread joy and happiness to places that need us during the holiday season.
Besides them, the wind band of Yichang Junior High School has also come to soothe the hearts of the patients and their families with beautiful music.
For these students, it might be the first time they participate in an event where they can see the value and meaning of life.
Next comes Santa Claus, played by one hospital staff member. He invites all to join him in tap dancing.
Although the patients suffer from illness, we can still help them or their families find peace of mind.
Enjoying the Christmas carols in the company of the medical staff, students, and Tzu Chi volunteers, the patients and their families find this Christmas especially memorable. Over in Daling Tzu Chi Hospital, another patient, Miss Lee, was surprised by some special visitors. Wearing Santa Claus costume and white beard, Dr. Tzu Chi from the Department of Hematology and Oncology has come with other medical personnel to send their well wishes to patients.
Usually, nurses or Tzu Chi volunteers knock on our doors, but this time it was Santa Claus. It was a nice surprise.
After I came to Daling Tzu Chi Hospital more than 10 years ago, I've been spreading the holiday joy to hospitalized cancer patients at the end of the year.
Besides bringing holiday cheer to patients, Dr. Tzu also expresses his appreciation to the nurses for making the holiday season peaceful for the patients. Turning to Taipei Tzu Chi Hospital, volunteer Li Yaozhou, dressed as Santa Claus, plays Christmas carols for these hospitalized young patients who cannot go home for Christmas. He also gives out candies he brought back from Europe.
It is the first time I prepared special gifts for the children in the pediatric wards, and I hope they can be very happy.
好玩的送我糖果。你喜欢吗？喜欢。
In addition to the children, their families and the medical staff also receive gifts, embedded with well wishes from the volunteer.
My child was cheered up seeing the celebratory events and performances. We adults also feel comforted to see how the children became happier.
Later, the volunteers also spread the holiday cheer to patients in psychosomatic wards so they can feel the Christmas joy and everybody's love and care.
For many young people, the holiday season is a time for celebration and festivities. However, some Tzu Chis in Indonesia have made Christmas especially meaningful for some children and themselves. Recently, 40 Tzu Chis spent the holiday with children in the Mekar Lestari orphanage in Tangerang. Here's more.
40 Tzu Chis have come to the Mekar Lestari orphanage in Tangerang to celebrate Christmas with the children here. They know how the children might feel especially lonely during the holiday season.
I hope to spend Christmas with my family, get good grades, and further my studies. My wish for this year is to see my dad and mom.
We are all the same. We want to be with our family. Therefore, we have come to celebrate Christmas with these kids, cheering them. We don't want them to isolate. They should interact with other people so they won't feel lonely.
Tidak tertutup ya, selalu terbuka dan bergaul dengan semua orang. Terus juga pokoknya biar mereka nggak merasa kesepian lah.
For these orphans, the Tzu Chis visit not only reminds them of their own families. These big brothers and sisters already have a special place in their hearts.
Pasti merindukan dari mana yang datang, kunjungan dari mana. Kalau
The kids certainly look forward to this visit because their parents hardly visit them. They feel hopeful that you will come visit them. They do not look forward to the holiday itself, but to your visit. They're very happy to see you.
itu bukan cuma kita merindukan kelahiran Tuhan Yesus, tapi juga sahabat-sahabat, saudara-saudara seperti kalian datang itu juga sudah satu kehadiran seperti Tuhan Yesus kan hadir itu untuk banyak. Kami senang sekali.
While Christmas has become commercialized, this Tzu Chis gesture of kindness has shown the true spirit of Christmas.
Learning to play an instrument is difficult for the visually impaired as they are not able to read normal music scores and have to rely on Braille scores instead, which is harder to learn and more difficult to master. But that has not stopped the young Chen Xiang, who is a student of Taipei School for the Visually Impaired, to pursue his dreams. The young man was also just recognized by the Taipei city government for his musical talent. Let's get to know him. As his fingers dance across the black and white keys of a piano, out comes a jazzy Christmas tune. This is about an improv by Chen Xiang of Taipei School for the Visually Impaired, who gets his inspiration through continuous practice and self-cultivation.
Whenever I work with a new song on my first run, if I hit a snag somewhere, we will work on that part continuously. I go to YouTube to listen to music. For example, if I type jazz or the best of the blues, I can get to hear the most popular tunes of the genre from any era I want, and even get to hear the most popular song now.
Chen has formed a band with his classmates Huang Mugui and Li Yipei. The trio practices together often, hoping to master more songs.
When I work together with Chen Xiang, it feels as if we understand one another.
The band's instructor Xu Yihui says when it comes to learning music, the visually impaired cannot read music scores like normal people can, and thus rely on the help of Braille scores, which is harder to master.
Chen
Xiang is the leader of our class, but also the goofiest of them all, as he always has those wacky ideas. He really has a desire to perform. Normally, he would keep his head down as to not attract attention, but once it is showtime, he shines like a star.
Chen Xiang's talent for music is unimpaired by his physical handicap. Overcoming his disability, Chen dreams of fully utilizing his talent and becoming a big-time songwriter and musician. The Titingan chapter in Thailand carries out free clinics at the Kwansan borough of Nanhua district regularly to care for the elderly who mostly farm for a living. Rehabilitation physician Dr. Jiang Zhaoyan is a regular of the free clinic and often brings his whole family along so they may broaden their horizons. We now join Dr. Jiang and his family in the most recent event. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.